Hello everybody, welcome to Grow Big TV. Today I am out here in the garden with my husband and I got something on a really good deal a while back and we're just now putting it up. Okay, so we got this little greenhouse to put over our beds and I think this is going to work out perfect. I got it on the shelves at Walmart, I think for $15 at the end of the season last year. And yeah, so I'm thinking we're going to put cabbage in there. The weather right now in Northeast Ohio has been really unusual. So we think we are going to head into a very early spring. And since we think that is what's going to happen, we're going to do some test stuff like cabbage. And I think I want to actually put lettuce in there. We'll see. But I'm excited to put up this greenhouse. It was inexpensive. I know they still have these on the shelf, but I don't know what they are right now. But at the end of the season, I got it for 15 bucks. It has the 2 zippers on each side that you can easily get in. And then it has a frame, PVC frame on the inside. He obviously has to anchor it down. I mean, you probably have to have a little bit of your own tools to do this. But so far,
landscape staples right now, but I'm gonna run a strap over top of it. I have some straps that I got from a swing that we bought for Freddie, and I'm gonna repurpose them to hold down the greenhouse.
Something I thought was super cool, and I'm kind of nervous about putting this greenhouse on top right now, but something I caught in here, if you notice all this stuff, this is nasturtium, dead nasturtium, and then it went to seed. But I also caught I don't know how many seeds in this thing, in the bed. They're really big and they're really visible. So I hope that it doesn't prematurely start my plant in there and kill it off, because I really like having it around. As you can see, it comes up all over this bed and all over the place. So I'm hoping it doesn't kill it off. But yeah, so it dropped a ton of seeds in there, and then we're also going to plant the cabbage. And I think I'm going to do a small round of lettuce in the corner down there, but that I can direct sow. The cabbage, we are not going to direct sow. We're going to go ahead and start it and see where that gets us. This is one of the seeds that was in there. I thought that was kind of cool. I knew that they put off seeds, but I'd never seen a mass amount. This nasturtium had a lot of coverage, and it actually really kept us bed really nice too in the winter. But I thought it was kind of funny that it had all these seeds in there. All right, and it looks good. I wouldn't say this is the highest class greenhouse coverage, but I'm kind of excited. This is what I wanted to do in the wintertime anyway, with our raised beds in here, and put a cold frame on top. So this is a cold frame kind of, and I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to work for us. Even if we get a little bit of snow or frost or whatever, it's still going to protect our plants So super excited to actually grow some vegetables in early February here. So it's gonna be pretty neat. Okay, so gardening isn't all about the most expensive items. It's about what you can find also on sale or for how cheap you can get it and use it to your best ability. Most everything in our garden we've gotten for really cheap, and I'll explain that to you. These beds are dog ear fence pickets, and we got this idea from the Stivers. And most of all of our newer made beds are these dog-eared fence pickets. These are the cheapest lumber that we could find at the moment, and this is what we used, and they've made awesome beds. It required a little bit of ingenuity on our part, and we did have to use some braces in the center to keep the beds from bowing in or bowing out. But for the most part, this has been the best initial investment. And then the other beds that we have, these beds here are all lumber that we had around the house. So we didn't purchase any of these. And the only thing we purchased was the topsoil to put in them.
This is, there's an old pig barn, you can't really see it, but it was kind of makeshift out back. I tore down the walls and the doors and stuff and used all that to make these raised beds. It's non-treated, so we've gotten 4 years out of them and they're starting to rot now, which is to be expected. But 4 years is pretty good for not treated.
And if you see here, this plant is just basically a pipe. And we actually have used a lot of these, and I planted most of my mint in those, and it's worked out really good.
Those are risers for septic risers.
So, and then the rest of our stuff here is all cattle panel fencing. So, but most of the stuff we had just laying around here. We did have to purchase some things, like we put the ground covering down, and we put it pretty much all over. But that's pretty much all the money that we have spent in this garden. And initially when I started, I did want to have like that picket fence all the way around, and I had an idea of that. But I'm really glad that I didn't do that, because when you use that fencing, I don't know if you guys can see it, but when you use that fencing, it's really movable. Like you could pick it up and move it. And like if you wanted to expand your garden, you can do that. And if I would have used the picket fence idea that I had in my head, I would have never been able to pick that up and move it. And we have expanded so much, and we're going to expand again. So I'm glad it would have been like $800 too. So I'm glad I didn't do that. We just used regular, hard wire cloth, and put that up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So not everything in the garden is super expensive. Anyone can garden if you have just a little plot of land or a porch or anything like that. And check the deals. Look on Amazon. Check out Walmart when they start putting stuff on sale. Like I said, I got this greenhouse here for $15 cold frame. So something to think about with your gardening ideas.